Hello, it's Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day, Monday night slash Tuesday morning Zoom edition, depending on where in the world you are. I'm back in the USA, visiting family and trying to recover from jet lag. So if I doze off, you'll know why. But market's been interesting, so maybe that'll keep me engaged. And let's go to the charts. Bitcoin and Ethereum, we'll start there. Both are doing well. So this is my Bitcoin day chart. And we are over 106. This is the highest I believe this has been on one of my Zoom calls. So that's fun to see. We're well above the 2050 and 200 EMAs, so that looks good. I checked on Twitter earlier and miscellaneous news, but nothing earth-shaking. Just people anticipating more all-time highs and more whale activity pushing the prices up, though it hasn't really been, ripping. It's been kind of stair stepping, as you can see here on the day chart. But we have established, looks like 102K as support, at least for this month. So we'll see if that holds out. Ethereum has done reasonably well. It's hanging around 2,500. And there's been many times in the past where that's been support, quite a while here in late 2024. And again in February of this year. So these are good ranges for these coins to be in if they're going to take off again. So, the market is trending up nicely. I've done a few day trades this week. They've done pretty well, so you know, it's a good time to make money. Let's well, any questions or comments about the markets overall, Bitcoin and Ethereum? Um, Before we go to Altcoin Alert and iCoin Pro to look see if we can find some day trades. All right, let's do that. Altcoin Alert, easy mode is off. Altcoin Radar is my setting. Got all the columns, and I will refresh to get the most current information. Start with an AA score sort, but yeah, it's surprisingly not that good. Looking for values 80 and higher, and we're not really close. So there's this one at 71, IOTEX at 65, AVAX 63, but yeah, those weren't good enough to really hold my attention. So I'm going to bail on the AA score sort. Let's do social activity. We'll match that up with trading activity and see if we can get a couple fire signals. We've got one here on SafePal and Stella and Piff. Trying to get back to some of the coins I know I've done well with in the past. Chainlink, I've been following that for the last 2 days. So I've got that one handy. This is my day trading layout, 15-minute chart. Supply and demand visible range by Algo, support and resistance. And the RTI, relative trend index for entries and alerts. Cumulative delta for confirmation on certain trend-based trades, but I don't really use it that much anymore. So you can see I've got my rectangle drawn here on the RTI. So if it breaks above 80 and then dips back down, that's something I can evaluate as a short. Breaks below 20 and comes back up, that's a long potentially. Match it up with Bitcoin to see what it's doing before I make that decision. And Link has been kind of putzing around the 80, but not really breaking through. So it might bounce off that 80 and keep going up. Not sure if I want to take a short on that or not. So I'm more interested in seeing a breakdown, something like this, catch that dip below 20, then get that long position. But we'll see. So that's, oh, and if you want to add an alert, right click on the RTI. That's not what I want. Let's try that again. Add an alert on the RTI. Why is it doing that? Okay, I'm forgetting how to set alerts. All right, it's not cooperating at the moment. Maybe because I have an alert there already. But I don't need that one, so I'm getting rid of it. Okay, let's go over to the swing trade layout. And okay, I like what I see here. I think this is a go. On a swing trade, we broke down into the green zone, bounced back up. The super trend alert printed a buy, and the Trendilo LSMA, our confirmation indicator, is pointing up at a 45-degree angle. So I like that. And we've got retrace potential to like 3 to 4% in the short term, and then more like 10 to 15, maybe around 12% in even 6 days. That's not bad for a swing trade. So yeah, if you guys are inclined, not financial advice, do your own research, make your own decision. But I really like the setup on a swing trade for Link. Curious if we'll see these kind of setups for some of the other coins we're following. So yeah, you could wait for it to go through another cycle because we're a little bit late. Better entry would have been right about here at 10 a.m. this morning, Pacific time. But there's not much difference between that entry and where we are now. So yeah, check this one out. Any questions on Link as either a day or swing trade? Okay.
Can
All
you
right.
check Zcash?
Zcash. Okay. Um, yeah, Zcash looks somewhat similar to Link in
That's
that
what I thought.
we're coming out of the green zone. It's a buy signal printed and Trendilo LSMA at 45 degrees. Looks good. And then we've got retrace potential here at 4%, here at about 5%, about 8%, 10% in 7 days.
Very good.
Not bad. So,
Thanks for
all
checking.
right. You're welcome. And let's go back to Altcoin Alert and maybe look look at one more on social activity. What else we got? Bluezell, maybe? StormX. Let's look at Bluezell. Where can we find Bluezell? It is on Coinbase. All right, so this one had a big pump, but it's starting to retrace. The big green candle here a little while ago, and then gave most of it back. Printing a green candle again, so well above the 80 at the moment, but it had a nice break above the 20. When that occurred right about here. And so that entry would have been amazing. 10, 25%. That's an amazing day trade. Yeah, all these entries are really good on the 20. So I think I'd rather do a right click, add an alert on the RTI. It's just adding an alert. It's not giving me any options. All right, so this is a bit confusing on why this is happening. All right, so one of my alerts the Bluezell alert went off because I set it down here. It's not giving me the option to set it at a specific structure that I usually do. I have to tinker with that maybe after the Zoom call and get back to you on that one. Let's see on the chat. Robin's asking if I reached max alerts. Huh. I think it would just say no alert at all. It would say like you can't process your alert because I've had that happen before. But thanks for the suggestion. Might just recycle old alerts. I could do that with Bluezell. Yeah. Can edit this one. It's got my entering channel 80/20. Message, long-term sentiment, 3 notes reverb. So I click save, it should restart that alert. It gives me the rectangle. This is how I do a lot of my alerts anyways in the morning, so I don't have too many pile up and have that error message go off after I have 2,000 or 4,000 or whatever it is. But anyway, that's one of the ways you can set alerts on TradingView is just recycle old ones, but make sure they're current and modified for what you want. For example, in this one, I'm going to turn off the open-ended alert and then set it for maybe 8 o'clock tonight to turn off automatically. So, all right. So that was Bluezell as a day trade. I set up um, that rectangle. So if it dips below 80, I'll get triggered for a short position. If it breaks below 20 and comes back up, then that can be a long. And those would be good entries there. So Yeah, saying try refresh. That's a good idea. But that's going to kick me off. Blue Zell probably and put me on something else. Usually it defaults to whatever coin you chose to save. And for me, it's usually Bitcoin or Ethereum or something like that. So now I want to know if it'll. No, it's still doing that weird. All right, you guys suffered enough. Let's go over to the 1 hour chart, and you can see that big candle, and then some of it came back, but there's a huge pump here. So we might be too late for this on the hour chart. Let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, 8 hour. Yeah, day chart. The day chart, we got room to move. How patient are you? All right, retrace here. 62% in 73 days. Um, but then all-time high area here, 300% in 162 days. That would be a good swing trade. So yeah, if it could retrace like that, that would be pretty amazing. But I'd probably be more inclined to take this exit, play it safe. Okay, any questions on Blue Zell? It was a day or swing trade. All right. And then we had the message on FX, I believe. Let's go. Let's look at that one. I think that was the one. Function X. Yeah, I think that's FX. And there we go. It is on Coinbase. And mm, not quite ready to pop. It's dipping around 25 or so on the RTI. It could dip below the 20 and then bounce back up, something like this. And that happened here. 2%, not bad. Okay. See if it'll let me set the kind of alert I want to set. No. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's causing this, but you've seen me do alerts before, so most of you probably know how to do them. If you're watching this for the first time, say on the replay, sorry, I can't really show you how to do alerts because maybe TradingView's changed it. They've made some changes in some of their, um, their display options, but changing the function of an alert like this would be a little strange to do, but they do those things. Okay, so regarding FX, you can catch the break above 20. You could just set an alert here, right click, add an alert, crossing up. Okay, there we go. Once per bar close. Set this up, maybe turn off around 9 o'clock tonight. And message. This was this is Robin's suggestion. Click Create. And there we go. All right, let's look at this as a swing. Not quite ready yet. It did hit the green zone and bounce back up. Been mostly sideways since then. If we got in now, retrace 13% in 1 hour, that'd be awesome. 14% in 3 hours. 30% in 4 hours. Love that. 90% in 4 hours. Sure. So yeah, it's been wildly gyrating. FX has. Probably why Robin was interested in it, but Daryl's suggestion. So it was. Okay. Robin had the preceding message. All right, so check out that one, guys. And you could just set an alert. Well, we're actually in the buy zone on the super trend, but the Trendio is not confirming. So keep an eye on this one, maybe check every hour or so, see if the Trendio turns back up. Unfortunately, I don't think it's that alert friendly. Crossing up. Maybe crossing up on 2100 or something on the Trendio might be a way to set an alert for an upward movement on the Trendio. Yeah, let's try that. A little experiment here. Add an alert, crossing up on 0.21. Only once actually, if it's a confirmation alert. So I call it that on my message. Confirmation alert. And create. So this dipped down here below 20 cents, breaks above 22 cents. Most likely the Trendio is going to turn green. Still had the buy signal coming out of the green zone. Still have those really nice retraces on FX. Okay, any questions on that one? All right, let's go over to spend some time on social activity and then a few questions from you guys. So let's look at a long-term sentiment sort, and then we'll head over to iCoin Pro. So we're going to match this up with Elder Impulse Daily, Proppy, Stella, Didex I like, but nope, not quite. CTC, Monero, that, Mana. Raven I traded yesterday, did pretty well on it. H-bar last week did pretty well. So let's look at Raven. Okay. That one's broken above the 80. So we're a little late on this. But it's had moves above the 50. And here, here, here. here. And then here. Yeah, well, the last couple of 50s petered out, but so you could set an alert on the RTI to cross the 50. And that could be a pretty good entry given its bullishness. So that would be one option. I've got my rectangle set from this morning to go either 80 or 20. So I'll keep that alert in place. Um, you guys might want to catch the next dip below 20 or the 50, like I suggested on the day trade option. On the swing, swing looks good to go. We're coming out of the green zone. The buy signal just printed an hour ago, and it's showing green. So three, about 5% in 4 days. Not bad. The top of the red zone, 13% in 6 days. That's more what I'd be looking for. So I kind of like that setup. Um, retrace potential, 2% a day. Yeah, good stuff. So again, look at your Bitcoin chart, and if you see momentum on both, could be a good swing trade for Raven. Okay, any questions on this one? All right, any questions on Altcoin Alert before we head over to iCoin Pro? Very well. iCoin Pro, home of the 123 dip, and the Buddy Coin Crawler. It's had the same coins up here for a while, so I've just been skipping those, and then looking for more familiar coins down here in the lower ranges, between say 4 and 6 or 8%. Got Aave here at 4.5%. So that's got potential. Yeah, we'll look at that. And I'm sorting by the average low to SMA, 24-hour low, SMA line, um, which you'd see on my RTI setup here. It's the moving average between the two Bollinger Bands. So that's what we're measuring to determine that sort. So yeah, Aave. Okay. Above the 80, we're a little late on this one too. But when it dips below 20, it makes nice moves. Aave does. Yeah, this is really good. Here, took off, almost 10%. A break here would have dipped you first and then taken off 10%. So would have been a wild ride on that trade, but yeah, you might want to catch the next dip below the 20. Add an alert. And put that here. All right. Well, maybe there's a new way of doing alerts on the RTI now. So I just drag it down to the 20 area and I can edit this though. Um, Crossing up. Yeah, I could make this 20 once per bar close. And I can set the time, maybe 2000, set message, buddy coin crawler, and notification, same as usual. Click save, and yeah, so if it makes a big dip and then comes back up, I'll be ready. It's not likely to happen tonight, but there's a chance it might. Okay, and then on a swing, whoa, 257. It's a big move for Ave. Yeah, I think we've blown through all the recent highs on this one. 4 hour chart showing a high. We had one on the 1 hour already, 8 hour as well. Day chart. Yeah, got some room to move, but this will take longer. That red zone, 44% in 11 to, no, that's 118 days. So, yeah, I don't care for those. Less than 1% a day. So I think I pass on the swing trade on this, but looked pretty good on the day trade side. Okay, let's look at one more on this one, then we'll wrap it up. That was Ave. And now we're below 4%. So it looks like we're going to wrap it up here. We only had one real contender out of here that I was comfortable with. You could try one of these meme coins if you're so inclined, but I don't really trade those, so I don't talk about them that much. Um, okay, any questions or comments about anything we talked about? Very well, I'll wrap it up here. If you're watching on the recording, I appreciate that, though I'd rather see you live. Please check out the opportunities listed in the pinned comment to help fund the channel. And you guys have a good trading week. See you Thursday night. Bye.
Oh, thanks.
All right, thank you.